Thank you all for coming. I want to say that we are in a very good space, which is agriculture. Because agric is not easy. Agric is good, you will fail, but over a period of time, you are definitely going to gain. My sister there who was sitting here, when the thing happened on your farm, when they came to clear it and the guy had no authority to clear it and things. I mean, when I saw the story, I was heartbroken. I called her. And I realized that it's one of those things that will happen. But you should be motivated. And you should never give up in life. But the issue is that what opportunities are there for the youth in agric? And if you look at some of the government policies, we have in Kukonketinkete, we have all those ones. Those ones are there. But you see, I think that we have not tailored it specifically to the youth, to go to the youth and say, when the youth enters into an office and they give a profile of what they are doing, can they get help as soon as possible? Yes or no? That's the question. So sometimes when you look at some of these opportunities that government we've put in place, I feel sad myself in a different way because I feel that it's not really getting to the youth proper. So let us structure the farm in a nice way. And I believe that most of the organizations like MasterCard and all those ones that give some of these loans, they also want to see some form of structure. They want to see some form of record keeping. They want to see that you have started something on the farm that when they come and they support you, it will work. And so I would encourage you that for those who haven't started farming, and you see farming, you have to start small. I always say it. Look, you can even start with a male and a female goat. That be all. Now, if you look at some of the government agencies that can help, one, you have the National Youth Authority, where they are into agric, where if you go and you present your business plan, they could help you. You have NBSSI, National Board for Small Scale Industries. It's now GA. Yes, it's now GA. That one too, when you go, they would give. As for GA, they give business loans out. But you see, the thing is, before they give you the thing, you have to have a structured, your paperwork, your everything has to be on point so that they'll give you. And I think the money is free. Then you also have, when you come to agric ministry, you have OVCF, Outgrower Value Chain Fund. But that one, the money is from donor partners, but it's given to the banks to lend to farmers. So that one too, when you go and you access it, they would give you. But like I said, when you are going, I beg you, make sure that you've started already so that it's easy for them to be able to help you out. I mean, if you go and you say, like I said, if you go and you say you have some 3 acres somewhere and you now want to start farming, it's high risk. They will not help you at all. And then we also have some irrigation greenhouses in Dawenya for those who want to do irrigation, that they can lease it out to farmers that you can use for your farming. Like I said, the opportunities are National Youth Authority, NBSSI, which is now GA, irrigation schemes. And then for those of you who also want to do international internships, there are some internship opportunities between us and Israel that you can take advantage of. But the truth is, all the farming issues that we are talking about, it be money matter. And you need money to fund, to put in your farm. Are they lie? I mean, the first is money. So the first one is, one, go to National Youth Authority. Go to GA. Come to agric ministry. But with agric ministry, we don't give cash, but we can give inputs. If you write a nice letter that your farm is here, you need maybe this, and we can. Oh, that one day we now go do for you. But you have to have started already so that it's justified why we are giving you 5 bags of fertilizer or 10 bags of fertilizer or 1 box of, agrochemicals. But you have to have started already. That's one. Then the most important one also is that since we don't give money, 2, we can give you technical advice, which I'm sure some of you have already. But 3, we can also give you tractor services. That's why we are building the farm service centers across the country to be able to offer these tractor services to you. And then 4, we can also help you to get market, which is very important. The problem with us, when I say as Ghanaians, is that over the last period of years, we've concentrated on production. We really didn't think about value addition. Hence, we've had a glut in recent times. And so when you look at that one, we'll also help you with market. And I can tell you, sometimes I feel the market is there, but it's just about the linkage. One important thing I would say is that before you get into farming, find your market. It is very, very important because some people get into farming because they feel, oh, farming is this. So like before I got into poultry, I was dealing a lot with other poultry farmers because I was giving them money to farm for me, and then they give me the eggs and I distribute and I sell. So I understood the market for about 3 years before I got into the poultry industry myself. And so you have to understand the market. The next thing I want to say is that dry season farming is the best. Forget about wet season that you want to start planting in March or April, and then you have, look, when you're harvesting, 2 million other farmers are harvesting. You will not get market for it. But imagine if you had planted your pepper by December. By March, April, when you are harvesting, you will get market. And so dry season farming is the best. Don't attempt using rainfall. In fact, you will not get market for it. Dry season, all you need for dry season farming is a piece of land by a water body. Get a pump, get your pipes, irrigate your 1 acre, and trust me, you will make the money. So dry season farming is the best. Right now, it might be a little bit late, but if you want to start the farming, start clearing your land by September, October, November. By December, plant. By March, April, you're harvesting. And trust me, you would make a lot of money. So that's the first one with dry season farming. The second one is for those who want to go into livestock. Livestock too is very lucrative. There are so many opportunities in agric. The last point is that as somebody in the ministry, when you write to me that you need help and we verify the help that you need, I personally will help you to be able to expand your farm. But when you come and you don't have anything at all and you say you want help, it will be hard for me. You need irrigation stuff, we'll give you. You need fertilizer. This year we are giving free fertilizers to all the farmers across the country anyway. So that one is free. So we are giving free fertilizer and free seeds across the country. And so once you write all these things, we'll give you. And the last point is that again, personally, I want to help 32 farmers across the country, young farmers across the country. When I say 32, 2 from each region. All you need to do is just write, I'll leave my details. Just send me a letter or something, and then I'll come to your farm personally, look at what you need, and then I would give it to you free of charge. And so 32 young farmers across for this year. Maybe next year I can scale it up to 100 or maybe 200 farmers so that we'll be able to, develop more interest in the agric. The second one is that I also want to help 16 other farmers who are adding value to what the farmers produce. And so it's also very important. Those are the opportunities I can give. But before I leave, like I said, GEA, National Youth Authority, even Ministry of Agric, the GEA, National Youth Authority, those ones can give you cash when you present a proposal. Agric, we can give you inputs. Those are the things that we can do. And then I personally too, I would help some of you to be able to expand your farms. So thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you, Honorable John Dumelo.
You've been talking about youth, and I know in other spaces, consideration is given to women. I'm very young in the farming business. Are you looking at youth in terms of age? Because I can give you a football age if you want it. Or you are looking at age in terms of how long you've been farming?
Well, when I say youth in agric, of course, is the age, but I mean, even if somebody is 60 or 70 and the person is in agric, we can still support. the only thing we need is you would have to have started something. And so it's not really about youth. But the reason why we concentrate on the youth mostly is because the youth are shying away from agric. And so we want to bring their interest back. And so for you like this, that one there is not a problem at all.
I would want to find out, one ministry, what plans do you have for areas at Galamsey Mbaho to protect the areas? Because since last year, we be a family farm one. Galamsey has been started to you in any more.
Galamsey for no. Opera we are was say. But no more cash. Now we just say no. Ishe Galamsey in Semna, ye the Nina share Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources once. Na Naimos for so once. Enti what ban them na. One will take charge of all Galamsey issues. Yen to me should interfere with Ejuma warrior. But as a Greek ministry, no, yen I are concerned about the fact that farming in Sassin, most of them are being destroyed. But it's good that Papa on Pedro or Ton Assassino. But Nina Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources once. Inti BBA, you can just let us know, and then we'll try as much as possible.
So in your delivery, you began by mentioning some of the opportunities available in the space.
Yeah.
So I just want you to throw some light on government's initiative, the 24-hour economy, the Grow 24. I think will be very beneficial for the group here.
So the 24-hour economy, okay, so when you look at Feed Ghana, the Feed Ghana project is feeding ourselves, feeding the industry, and then exporting. So with the 24-hour economy, it will come mostly under feeding the industry and then the export. Because as farmers, our duty is to feed ourselves and feed the industry. And with the industry, recently we enhanced the 24-hour economy secretariat, where it's going to come into full force. But with that full force, like we said, 3 shifts, 1 shift, 3 people. But it's about supply and demand. And so once the demand is there, the supply, we have to match the supply. And we're matching the supply. That means most of the industries have to work 24 hours. And with that, as a farmer, if I know that I have cassava, I have maize, I have tomatoes, I have something, and the factories need it all the time, I think eventually the 24-hour policy will definitely affect all the farmers, because it would also help you to produce more because the demand is there. And so for a young farmer like you, once you're able to identify some of the places that you can send your products to, I think the 24-hour economy is something that can help you to scale up.
Usually, mushroom is lumped under vegetables.
Yes.
But mushroom is not a vegetable.
No.
Mushroom is a fungus. Well, you're a mushroom farmer. You were a mushroom farmer at some point. What does MOFA has for us, mushroom farmers,
right,
who are not vegetable farmers?
Right.
Policy direction, regulations, what is happening in the mushroom space? What do you have for us?
Right. When I heard about the visitation by you guys, I was extremely happy, because when you come to MOFA, we really don't have any policy direction when it comes to mushroom. But it's something that we can make a lot of money out of it and train a lot of people. And so I think we can have another meeting and then see the best way forward. Hopefully before the end of the year, something good can come out of the mushroom industry.
When it comes to irrigation,
right,
what is the policy regarding irrigation? Because in other countries, government goes as far as subsidizing 50% of irrigation for farmers, like Zambia and other East African countries.
Ministry of Agric, we give a lot of tax exemptions when it comes to farm machinery. But what happened is that, once again, some Ghanaians are very dubious. They would say they are bringing in the equipment for irrigation, and they end up diverting the purpose for which they imported it. So if you say you are importing water pumps for irrigation, and we give you tax exemption, you realize that those things that we give tax exemption are now on the market being sold as if there was tax on it. And so that's the problem they are facing. But if you apply to the Ministry of Agric, which most of the time, I sign the tax exemptions, we'll definitely give you tax exemptions for agricultural machinery.